Now, I will say this. I've got it's not I don't it's probably is an ego thing, but it's not really an ego thing. I just feel like there's so much money out there. So we had a lender, a friend of mine, used to drive his booty call home from our house. Like, so she didn't have a car, he'd bring her home from the bar, and then I'd have to drive her back to her place because he wouldn't wake up early enough to get her back home so she could go to work. That's our history. Been in fights on this dude's behalf. Like, been in fist fights where he is in the mix, but he's kind of a pretty dude. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't want him, like, so I'd be in there in the mix. I'd be like, you know, this guy's too pretty to get punched, so I got to go in here and rough these guys up for him. Rough, you know what I mean? Just out with the fellas, doing our thing. And he jumped in, wanted to be a lender. The Palestine deal. He didn't believe in it. His real estate agent wife on a $50,000 loan, of which most of that's gonna go into rehab, but we're just gonna owner finance that thing for like $85. Gonna be a super straightforward deal. Sell the note. Nothing about that deal is scary. It's a very small deal. It's a deal that we could pay off in 2 seconds if he needed his money back. And he requested pictures of it, so we sent him pictures of it, and he got uncomfortable when he seen the pictures. And I understand.
You called it too.
Do what?
You called it though. You're like, if he wants to see pictures, it ain't gonna help him.
No, it's not. Like, if you're loaning on off-market real estate, vacant off-market real estate. This lady died how long ago?
I think like 5 years.
Her cats were in the house.
They're alive when I was there. I guess they.
Okay, well, they didn't make it. They're dead now. And complete. There's just hair. It's just hair.
That was such a weird picture.
Very weird picture. Which were the pictures we sent him? But probably the dead cats didn't
Probably should have get left out.
Should have edited those out. Should have sent those to Sohail and said, "Hey, take those dead cats out."
But there's live cats when I originally saw it, and guess they kept them locked up in there.
Yeah, but this property's got the square footage to carry it. It's got the acreage to carry it. It's on a great street. It's just not a bad property. And you know, when they pulled out, you know, they said, "Hey, look, we don't want to do this loan." Something came up. They blamed it on something extra in their life. They should have just been like, "We don't want to loan on that piece of shit." So at that moment in time when that happened, like, and this is where I can't decide if it's ego or not. It's like, look, I just never want to do business again because there's no shortage of money. There's a shortage of deals. That deal took a lot to put together. We had several affidavit of heirships. How old are the sellers? So the mom died. The sellers are how old?
Yeah, 4 sisters are all like 75 and above.
They need the money. We set a closing date. I think we closed, and then the money just doesn't get wired. It just set all these people back, and you know, made us look. Which our reputation, we're not necessarily worried about that, but it just.
And we're still 3 to 4 months in it, and we're telling these people the whole time, like, hey, we're
going to close.
We're working on it. They didn't understand any of it was the issue.
Yeah, they don't understand it. Braxton had to go sit with them. How many trips to Palestine you made?
I think 3.
We have a lot of time invested into this, and then, you know, you don't understand the real estate. So it's kind of like this. With when you ask somebody money, do they believe in you or do they believe in the real estate?
They believe in me.
And that's wholeheartedly what it is. They believe in you as a human.
They don't even ask about the deal.
Yeah, the deal is almost irrelevant. If they don't believe in you, then they got to believe in the real estate, which is what every hard money lender is going to scrutinize and stuff like that. So that's them. But if you're a private money lender, 99% of the time you just got to believe in the human. The real estate will work itself out. And that sounds, again, I don't know if that's egotistical. It's just like why do you think we would put you on this and fail? You know, like we could. I would rather send you our bank account. I would rather just said, hey, look, if it gets weird,
we can write you a check.
Here's $500,000 that we got just sitting there in case things get weird. You know what I mean?
But I get what you mean. It's like if you believe in us, if you want to lend, it's like I shouldn't have to show you that. Like you said, you want to do this.
Well, I can. I would show them any part of that. Any part of that they want to. I would do it. the day we have the conversation about it, the day you say, yes, I want to lend, all that should already been out the way.
I get what you mean.
Like, it shouldn't get down to send me pictures, because there's no way I can take pictures of that thing to make it look in a way that's going to be comforting to you. And I mean, even Johnny will tell you over and over again, when's the lender most at risk, Braxton? You hadn't heard it? You hadn't heard Johnny say this?
I'm sure I have, but
The day it closes, the lender has the most risk. The day a deal closes, the lender has the most risk, because it's sitting in a state of disrepair and ugly that if it's a first payment default and they don't touch it, somebody's going to have to go clean that up. Somebody has to have the skill set to turn that around. You get what I mean?
That makes
the
sense.
value and equity is there, but it's maybe not there at the moment the wire is sent. A lot of times when a hard money lender is loaning 100% at close, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're taking on the risk of having to do the full rehab on that, or even get it cleaned up to a point where it's doable. Think about the deal we went and looked at in Corpus that Jet got a deed in lieu of foreclosure. Mm-hmm. Again, a weird deal, but they wired $30,000 or $40,000 on that deal. You get there, would you pay 30 or 40 for that? And even if you would, you might only pay 30 or 40 for that. There's no equity. There's no return. There's no return going to be made on that money. If you want that money to grow, you're going to have to go do the work. Mm-hmm. And that deal, I mean, we couldn't even walk through it. It didn't have floors.
Rafters, yeah.
Yeah, you had to step on rafters, and you couldn't tell where the bathrooms were. Couldn't tell, you couldn't get in and out doors. It was real jankety. Now, is there equity there? That house might be worth $200,000 or $300,000 once it's done, but in the condition it's in, it's basically a lot.
Yeah, keyword is once it's done.
Yeah, somebody got to have an intense skill set to go finish that thing up. So yeah, that your credit and your refis, that's impressive.